The Pulse of New Hampshire weather.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast for this afternoon. Snow at times accumulating 1 to 3 inches. Roads could be slippery with I-29. Little accumulation of snow early this evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Total snowfall 1 to 3 inches by night's end, low 19. Abundant sunshine tomorrow with I-36. Considerably cloudy tomorrow night, low 21. With your AccuWeather forecast, I'm Ruth O'Brien.
From local sports to national newsmakers,
This is the show everybody is talking about.
live from the Granite State,
It's Mike and the Hoss.
on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Good morning and welcome to the Mike and the Hoss Show, powered by the Shop on the Pulse of New Hampshire. I'm Mike Dene, and alongside Charlie Hossack, we are Mike and the Hoss. J-Dog, Charlie, good week? Feeling good?
Absolutely great week, by the way. Happy anniversary, gentlemen. This is
Happy anniversary.
This is our 1 year anniversary of being on the Pulse of New Hampshire, Binny Media and J-Dog. So I hope you get a chance later on to celebrate the 1 year anniversary. It's been a good year.
Hey, 52 shows. So, you know what that's say? No days off for Mike and the Hoss.
Oh, wow. No days off. Yeah. I don't know if we want to go there. People are going to be like, yeah, you guys work 1 day a week, but hey, maybe
We could dream. Yeah. No, I would love that. So hopefully many more, and that we can add to our 52. It's exciting. It's exciting. We certainly have enjoyed our time on the Pulse.
Yes.
You know, when we started out driving to Concord, stopping to pick up some donuts for Dog, and that became a ritual, and breakfast sandwiches and so on, and then eating lunch afterwards. Charlie, you and I had a lunch date every Saturday.
We did. It was fun. Yeah. And the nice thing is we're going to be having a lunch date pretty soon once we wrap up football season, and it looks like Mike Dene is going to be paying for Dog and the Hoss.
Don't count the chickens, eggs before they're hatched, or whatever that saying is. I don't know what it is, but don't count them yet. There's still time. There's not a lot. We were talking about it off there. I basically have to run the table, which is not going to be easy, but hey, you never know. 28-3. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So
you never know. And like I said off air, you're not mathematically eliminated. You can still do this. I don't want you to, but you can still do it. So
the question is going to be: is there going to be a double or nothing type of thing?
You know what? You make the rules. So whatever's going to help you out, I'm sure you'll come up with something.
Or maybe another buy-in. Maybe there's another buy-in because it's I don't know. Anyway, so we're doing something today, Charlie, and we're going to do it as opening takes, which we've had on our agenda for about 3 months, and our social media person, your daughter, who does a fantastic job, kind of got on our case a little bit, says, can you get that off the agenda? Because people keep asking, and people have asked, when are you guys going to talk about this? We're looking forward to it. And it's who is the most dominant athlete at their peak? And we're going to do that during opening takes. We're not going to wait for it so it can get pushed out. That's our opening take today. It'll be a lot of fun for us. So let's get this thing started. Mike and the Hoss is powered by the Yum Shop, located in the heart of downtown Wolfboro, and can be found on the Pulse of New Hampshire radio stations and all over the world on the Pulse of New Hampshire app. You can always catch up and listen to our podcast on the app, Spreaker, and also on Audible. And now we are on YouTube Live. We are on Facebook Live, Amazon Music, and I'm probably missing something, and we'll probably add something next week. So we are everywhere right now. The Yum Shop has over 100 varieties of fresh baked goods, including 6 different types of bread and a full-service ice cream bar, and, of course, their most famous item, the gingerbread cookie. Make sure to visit the Yum Shop the next time you're in Wolfboro or online at yummshop.com. And while you're there, enter the discount code of Mike and the Hoss to receive 20% off the Gingy Box. You can always join our conversation, 603-228-2080. That is 603-228-2080.
Mike,
all right.
Can I jump in quickly?
Of course.
I wanted to give one more thank you. I wanted to thank the Heinz Group of Philadelphia and London for sponsoring our live feed. So appreciate the Heinz Group of Philadelphia and London.
Yeah, so if you're watching us on Facebook or on YouTube, you see the banner on the bottom. The Heinz Group of Philadelphia and London has been with us on previous stations, and they are back with us, and we are really excited to welcome the Heinz Group back, sponsoring our Facebook feed. People are watching us. People are watching it, and we certainly appreciate anybody that is tuning in. If you haven't liked us on Facebook, and then you'll get the notifications when it does come up. So That's awesome. Opening takes are brought to you by the Back Bay Boathouse.
where you can enjoy delicious food and drinks right next to the lake. Don't forget to order their $5 Mike in the Hoss penalty box during happy hour Wednesday through Friday from 3 to 5. Actually, I need to correct that. Happy hour is now Monday through Friday from 3 to 5 at the Back Bay Boathouse. Get yourself a Mike in the Hoss penalty box.
Yes, they are open 7 days a week now, the Back Bay Boathouse. So as I previewed a second ago, we had this on our agenda, and Abby has been putting it on our agendas for our previews about who is it. I saw this come across. I don't know. It was so long ago. I think it was on X. Who was the most dominant athlete at their peak? So this is not about who is the greatest athlete of all time. This is about at their peak, who is basically untouchable. Right. And the 6 names that they put down, they had 6 names, and I'm gonna add some names, and you certainly can add some names too. And Dog, please jump in. Was Wayne Gretzky, Babe Ruth, Michael Jordan, Muhammad Ali, Michael Phelps, Usain Bolt. Those were the 6 names that were given. And I was like, I could think of some other ones too. And I thought about Tiger Woods, Pedro Martinez, Serena Williams, or Wilt Chamberlain. So Charlie, I know you've decided on yours already. I'm assuming you have yours in your pocket ready to go. So why don't you guys go first, and then I'll come in and share with mine. So Charlie, who is the most dominant athlete at their peak?
You're letting me start with my dissertation. I appreciate you. So
yes, so we have time. Time.
So for me, it's Michael Jordan. He's the best athlete of all time in his prime. And reasons is his dominance on the basketball court, of course, combined with his, the cultural impact that transcended sport itself. He's, I think anybody would say that, even the 3 of us, that he's regarded as one of the best basketball players, if not the best basketball players ever, with exceptional athleticism and skill on the court. The cultural impact beyond basketball, Jordan's brand and personality significantly influenced popular culture. His legacy, considered by many, of course, is the greatest athlete of all time. Specifically me, I think he is. And then Mike, this comes back to your point that you make all the time. And I agree with you 100%. Does the player make the players around him better? And Michael Jordan made everybody that played with him better. Because if Michael Jordan wasn't on the court, a lot of these athletes were just athletes to maybe above average, average to above average athletes, but they weren't great. And Jordan made the players around him great. So for me, it's Michael Jordan.
All right. I'm not sure if. All right, let's go to Dog. I'll get to mine in a second. Dog.
Muhammad Ali. I just think again, I wasn't alive to witness Muhammad Ali, but I see what I see, and I see total dominance where he can do whatever he wants. One of the fights he had was against Cleveland Big Cat Williams at the Houston Astrodome. They could have knocked him out at any time he wanted to in terms of TKO or whatever, and that's referee's discretion. But he could do whatever he wanted. What's my name? What's my name? Muhammad Ali, not Cassius Clay. And he could and also the social impact of, losing 3 years of his career. I mean, Jordan lost years of his career because he wanted to play baseball. Muhammad Ali was actually standing up for something that people either agreed with or didn't agree with. And he just was able to become the greatest of all time. When I see dominance, when I see that Sonny Liston fight in Lewiston, Maine, by the way, it was supposed to be in Miami, but there was injury issues. I think Ali had a hernia. They pushed it back, so they had to have it at a cold as hell hockey rink facility in Lewiston, Maine, and one of the greatest iconic shots of all time. I mean, a shoe company, Adidas, uses that to this day about Muhammad Ali. Just again, I never got to see him fight, but I get to watch his fights on YouTube and or home video, DVD, whatever, and I just see no one else can do that, not even Mike Tyson. And again, the heavyweight division was a lot different back then, a lot more competitive than it was during Mike Tyson's era, whether that's his fault or not. But when I see dominance, I see Muhammad Ali.
I can't disagree with either one of those. I think it's a matter of just making the argument for him. I spent some time thinking about Pedro from 98 to 2003 on how dominant he was during the steroid era. Pedro's not the greatest pitcher of all time. Nobody would consider him that. He's not my answer, by the way. But during that 5-year period, especially when you couple it with everybody who was on the juice and how he was pitching, it's hard for me to go away from him. But I do. Dog, you want to add to that?
Was injured in 01, though. You got to factor that in. He was injured in 01.
Yeah.
And then I also spent some time with Tiger, during a 10, 12-year period. Tiger was winning, 8 to 11 tournaments a year,
Right.
and majors and basically everything. And his scoring average at one point was a 67 for an entire year, when the next closest guy was, near 70. And so when we talk about dominance, it's about how different are you compared to the next guy, how I look at it. And then that brings me back to Wayne Gretzky and what Wayne Gretzky was doing for not just his whole career, but what he did for a 10-year stretch from when he came into the league to, roughly 91, 92. He was scoring 225 points a year, where the next guy was at 100.
Right.
There was such a difference between first and second place when Gretzky was at his prime, and his prime lasted for quite a while, that there was no second place. It was the others. It was the, also rans when Gretzky was playing. And so pure dominance, better than everybody else that was out there. And to your point, Charlie, made everybody on the ice better because most of his points were assists.
Right.
And then they won 4 titles, or he won 4 titles, I believe 4 with Edmonton. I'm not sure. I think it's 4 with Edmonton, and then 1 with Los Angeles, with the Kings. Never won. It was just the finals with the Kings, right? He was just in the finals.
Lost to the Canadiens last time a team from Canada's won the cup.
So that, for me, Gretzky at his prime, and his prime was a long time, there was no second place. If I compare him to Jordan, Jordan won the scoring title, a whole bunch of time, and Defensive Player of the Year. But the guy that was second place was only 1.5 points, 2 points behind him. It wasn't so spread out. If I was going to go basketball dominance at their peak, I would go Wilt, because the difference between Wilt's scoring average compared to the second place's scoring average was so great. Thoughts?
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, and just my thought. It comes back to, like, I understand the statistics with that, Mike, and I'm not going to argue that point. But for me, the reason why I picked Michael Jordan, probably similar to Dog with picking Muhammad Ali. Now, Jordan wasn't standing up for what Muhammad Ali stood up for, clearly, but just something about Jordan, how I'll use the word transcended again. He just took people that weren't even necessarily basketball fans and created this brand that everyone, they wanted to be like Mike. And there was just something about him for me that was just like, oh my gosh, this, and maybe it's because of my age and when I grew up and all that, but I just looking up to Michael Jordan and what he could do, and knowing that, he was going to get the last shot to win the game. And there was a 99% chance they were going to win if Jordan had the ball, and, what he did with, Scottie Pippen, of course, and just making Pippen a better player. And you could even throw out even like a Steve Kerr, and just all these players. And I think he made coaches better. So for me, that's what it was. So I don't want to argue the point. Yeah, Wilt Chamberlain, absolute dominant basketball. Like, all of these athletes were incredible. And I think it's a difficult, and that's why we did it, right? To pick who it is. And clearly there's some gray areas, but for me, that's the reason it was Jordan. It wasn't just the basketball court. It was beyond the court.
You go, Doug.
Jordan, it was globalizing the game of basketball. Look at all the foreign-born players who have now come to the States and have become a dominant force. Now, the globalization of the game and the marketing of the game, it was for the better, as you see now, in terms of a worldwide perspective. And now, to your point as well, Mike, Wayne Gretzky, you don't have teams in Nashville, Tennessee, or Anaheim, California, or Seattle, Washington without the great one, Wayne Gretzky. His impact to this day, and he has not laced up skates in terms of competitive play since the spring of 1999. Okay, he's been retired for about 26 years now for playing competitive hockey. Without Wayne Gretzky, you don't have the expansion that you have of the NHL and marketing and growing it. So from a marketing standpoint as well, both of those guys were absolutely dominant in their feats and also accomplishments, and also growing the game with expansion and or globalization of the game. You have the USA, or remember in the All-Star game in the NHL one time, it was North America versus the world. I think because of that, Gretzky became a dominant force because of his impact.
To your two, between Jordan and Ali, cultural dominance, I don't think that there's, I mean, I think those two, as far as cultural dominance at their peak, and the only other one that I would add into that list would be Tiger on what he did culturally for the sport and globally. I think that Tiger, Jordan, Ali, and Gretzky, for that matter, would be the ones that changed their games.
There are certain golf courses they had to make, they called it Tiger proof. They had to change certain portions of golf courses so that Tiger Woods wouldn't win, and he still won. That's dominant. That's not dominant, then I don't know what is in that sport.
Yeah. That was fun. I think when we come at this question, I think we all, it's so individual in terms of how you feel what dominance is.
Right.
You know, we didn't define it. We didn't define it, and so we all came from different directions. I don't know if any of us got the assignment right. I think it's just.
I mean, we didn't mention. We didn't even mention Michael Phelps, right? The most decorated Olympian in history. I mean, the guy, all he did was win, and what he did for the sport of swimming. You know, so it's interesting. We could take each player and figure out their greatness. But yeah, I mean, you're right. It's from our perspective, kind of where we're coming from, and it's crazy because I think if we did this segment next week, I potentially could change my mind. There's all sorts of different ideas out there.
Yeah. All right. Hey, that was fun. We'll be right back with more Mike and the Hoss.
Your home for news, talk, and information.
This is 107.7 WTPL.
The Pulse of New Hampshire.
Attention property managers, are you ready to give your building a fresh look with a flooring renovation project? Then you want to call ADF Flooring. With over 20 years of experience on flooring installation projects for apartments and other commercial properties, ADF Flooring is your trusted partner for all your renovation needs. We specialize in managing large-scale flooring projects and work with property management firms across New Hampshire. Whether you need a couple of units or the entire building, ADF Flooring has you covered. ADF Flooring is a proud member of the Flooring Network, ensuring you get the highest quality products and streamlined service. So reach out to ADF Flooring today at adfflooring.com to get started with your large-scale flooring project today. ADF Flooring in Concord. We have the experience you can trust and the quality you can see.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-330-2929. 800-330-2929. 800-330-2929. Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now it's our lowest price of the season on our top-selling i8 smart bed. Your best savings plus special financing. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Mom, it's school shopping time.
On it. Ooh, Target has select supplies like crayons and glue sticks for 25 cents, plus markers for 50 cents.
Next, my new Rockstar vibe means new clothes.
Ooh, totally. These graphic tees are $6 and made to last.
And a strawberry lunch bag to match my sweet personality.
Got it. And it's only $5. Let's get your favorite Good and Gather snacks. They're now at a new lower price.
Best team ever.
When it comes to low prices, Target has your back to school.
You're listening to the Granite State's own Mike and the Hoss
on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Mike and the Hoss
Sports Talk Classic in New England Magic, broadcast fantastic. Wolfboro crew where the echoes scream. Fathers, coaches, chasing the dream. Baseball chat, Fenway Green, discussing legends, history scene. Red Sox pride, feel that sting.
Welcome back to Mike and the Hoss. That's awesome. I love those things. I tried to do the rap thing with the arm, but it doesn't.
Dog's got it. He's like,
I'm going to talk. With the hand. Just we're going to wrap this segment. Thank you to Michelle for doing those things where you have you shared with Dog all of them. Now we can really mix it up. A little rap here and there. Those are just great. I've been sharing with my friends. I think they're just so much fun. And AI, God, I'm scared. I'm scared. I don't know how else to say it. I'm scared.
I know it's kind of what is it going to do for the music industry? It's wild. It's wild. So
yeah, we're gonna do our New Hampshire segment. We're not going to really talk a lot about New Hampshire sports, but we're going to talk about the indoor golf league that started up this week because there's indoor golf in New Hampshire. So I guess we could swing it that way.
Yeah.
Charlie, who's New Hampshire sports brought to you by?
It's brought to you by Bailey's Bubble. Family owned and operated Bailey's Bubble in downtown Wolfboro serves the finest ice cream in the state from May through October. If you can't make it to Wolfboro for ice cream, you can still order their hot fudge, panucci, and butterscotch sauces at baileysbubble.com. My favorite sauce is their homemade hot fudge. When placing your order, don't forget to tell them that Mike and the Hoss sent you.
Did either one of you guys watch the TGL? That's the Indoor Golf League. It was on Tuesday night. The first week was Tuesday night.
I caught the highlights. I didn't sit down and watch it, Mike, but I certainly have seen video of it. And now, dare I say, I'm intrigued.
Well, I think that's a great word for it, Charlie. Intrigued. It's different. It's certainly different. And basically, in a nutshell, they have this in Florida. I think it's in Florida.
It is. Yeah.
This state-of-the-art indoor golf facility. I mean, really, you talk about state-of-the-art. This place is spectacular. And it's set up with bleachers and crowd stands where fans could be, and the professionals got in teams of 3, and they're representing different areas of the United States, the New York and so on.
Yeah, Boston.
And they play in a series of matches, against another team of 3, and in this state-of-the-art golf facility. And there's a shot clock. There's well, you had mentioned on this thing, there's a 64 by 53 foot wide screen. So, when average Joe goes to play indoor golf, it's an 8 by 10 at most, and you're standing about 8 feet from the screen. These guys are about 20 yards from the screen, so you're getting a little bit more impact. But I think the coolest thing about it is when they get to the green. So in indoor golf, you putt into or you chip into the green, or you putt into the green, into the screen rather. This thing, once you get to the green or around the green itself is a mechanism that molds and changes based on the hole that's there. Right. So you're never playing the same green once. It has different humps at different hole locations. The sand traps are getting moved, and it's happening while these guys are hitting into the screen and doing all that kind of stuff. The green itself is a mechanism that changes shape and so on with mounds, and so they're not playing the same thing. Here we go. So this is the advent of competitive indoor golf for the professionals, televised indoor golf for the professionals.
Prime time.
It's a weekly event that's going to be happening on ESPN. What is this? Is this good for golf? First question: is this good for golf?
So before I answer that, the one thing I wanted to tell you that I liked, and I think this is more in reference to Dog, is I really liked like the WrestleMania style walkout music. I liked that the crowd could boo, they could cheer. It was just kind of like, it was a kind of a cool atmosphere that I've always talked about when we talked about golf, like how cool that would be when when you could. I just want people to start screaming when people tee off, like start yelling and really put the players under pressure. I think that would add more flavor to golf. But I think, the answer to your question, Mike, I think this is great for golf because it's going to take, you think of golf, like a lot of people think of golf as stuffy, they're speaking quietly as they approach the green and make a shot or whatever. And it's just so boring. But this, I love it. It's something in the winter. There's some competition. There's, some rivalry. I think it's great for golf. It's going to get people excited.
This we've for years, you and I have dumped on Live Golf, the other golf league, for years about just the competition that it brought to the PGA Tour. This is a positive result from Live Golf. This is something that spurned, even though it has nothing to do with Live, it spurned from the idea of teams, a little bit more of a raucous environment, and quicker play. These things are happening. There's a 30-second shot clock, and that 30-second shot starts after the shot. You see these guys quickly walking up to their tee shots or quickly on the tee. They're not wasting time. They're not taking. I watched, for some stupid reason, I watched a little bit of golf this morning. The Sony Open in Hawaii. It just makes me, when the weather's crappy here, I like to watch warm weather golf. But I'm watching Brian Harman standing on top of his ball for probably, it felt like a minute before he took the shot, and that's not what golf needs. This is a result of Live, that need for, to your point, Charlie, that raucous environment. The Phoenix Open, the numbers, I think it's the 16th hole, the Phoenix Open, that par 3 that is surrounded by stadium, that is a lot of hooting and hollering. They're throwing beers on the greens and all that stuff. That's what this is. It's just another element. I think they're trying to satisfy the people that want that environment that Live provides, but also without affecting their traditional game that happens in the summer.
Sure. Yeah.
So I think it's good. I had put on here, is it good for golf? You're saying yes. Is it just more video game? Now, one of the beauties about golf is you're getting outside, fresh air, exercise, all that kind of stuff. This is not that.
Mike, what do we look at what we do for our career? We work with kids all the time. Video games are what they do. I mean, we don't have to agree. We don't necessarily like it or love it. Of course, we'd rather have you get outside and get fresh air and exercise. But if you're going to cater to the current youth culture, even going into the the 20s, these kids love video games. And talk about something that's really good for golf. They're like, oh my gosh, if you can't get outside because there's 12 feet of snow or it's 70 below zero, you can go down to your local indoor place and play golf, and you're still getting a little bit of exercise. I know it's not a ton, but you're still playing the game. Then I think it's just a win-win for golf, because it excites kids that may not have any interest in golf, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's a video game. I can do this.
Dog, you look like you're ready to say something.
And it could sharpen their skills moving forward in golf if they're going to do something. There could be the next time. You never know, guys. Yeah. With bowling and golf, if you're going to do indoor sports during the winter time and you have something like this, like a golf simulation and/or what you guys are talking about, again, the more the merrier as far as I'm concerned. You're recreating, and again, you could be the next wonderkind for all we know. They know $1 million overnight. They $1 million to 1 shot, Doc. $1 million to 1.
I think it is growing the game. To all the points that you made, I think it's bringing in. I've done video golf. I did video golf just a few weeks ago before surgery, and the place was packed. It was a league in town here in Wolfboro, and the place was packed. And those indoor golf facilities are sprouting up everywhere. Not I'll say all over the state, but they're sprouting up everywhere because they're you can put them inside your house. Right. You could put an indoor golf facility inside your house, not state of the art like what we saw in the TGL, but one that you would see at a regular indoor golf facility. And it is growing the game. It's bringing a different group. When I go play indoor golf in town here, there are guys in there that are playing that I've never seen on the golf course before. They're local guys that just do the indoor golf thing. Yeah. So it is growing the game. I do like the fact that it's promoting faster play. I guess there's a hope that that's going to carry on to the golf course. 4.5 hour rounds on the golf course it's so yesterday, and that itself is killing the game.
Right.
People don't want to give, not just the 4.5 hours to play, but then there's, you get there a few minutes early, you might want to warm up, or afterwards it becomes a 6 hour round, and that you can't do that anymore. Our society doesn't allow for that the way that it used to. And this hopefully is going to promote some faster play. And I don't want this to be the future, though. I don't want this to overtake the golf course itself, where we're only doing video golf. You know,
I don't think it will. I mean, I think it's a good winter thing, and I know there are parts of the country where there's never winter, but it's just a good thing to keep people excited about golf during the winter. Plus, you get a chance to see, you know, like you said, you have teams, you get to see your favorite players, and it's a fun atmosphere.
I agree. I think we're all in agreement that this is going to be a good thing. I don't want it to be the future, and that's I'll close with that. I don't want this to be the future. All right, we'll be right back with more Mike and Haas.
This is the Pulse of New Hampshire, 107.7 WTPL.
LaChance Water Filtration has the experience necessary to treat even the most troublesome water quality issues. LaChance Water has systems successfully treating over 100 parts of iron, colloidal clay, and arsenic over 100 times the current New Hampshire state limit, just to name a few. LaChance Water can help stop orange stains, black stains, green stains, odors, and even harmful things you can't taste or smell, like arsenic, radon, fluoride, uranium, PFAs, and more. All these contaminants could be in your water supply without you knowing. That's why water testing is so important. LaChance Water Filtration recommends having your water tested for bacteria annually and having a comprehensive water test done at least every 5 years. If you're not sure what your current water filtration system is doing, or if you're looking to treat any problem with your water quality, LaChance Water Filtration is the place to go. Give us a call at 603-732-2533 or stop by our showroom in Tilton to find out how LaChance Water Filtration can make your water be better than bottled.
Hey, it's Big Pete, and this is Repeat from the Appleseed Restaurant in beautiful Bradford, New Hampshire. Today, we'd like to present the Duchess. Soup, that is. That's our signature soup. We've had it since we've been open, 46 years now. It's a blend of cheeses, celery, carrots, onions, all put together, slow cooked, comes out nice and creamy. Delicious. And Dad, how many people have that recipe? 1, 2, 3. Actually, that would be nobody. And why is that, Dad? Because it's a secret recipe. That's right, it is. I believe the original recipe is kept in the basement in the Appleseed Vault. Do we still have the combination for that? Let's talk about catering, Dad. Good idea. We have a website dedicated to our catering, which is appleseedcatering.com. Lots of good information there. And for all other things Appleseed, ... menus, online ordering, up-to-date hours, and even gift cards, check out appleseedrestaurant.com. What's that website again, Dad? You can get anything you want at appleseedrestaurant.com. Oh, great. Now we got to pay Arlo royalties.
Back with Bill from Genrose. And Bill, you know, last time we talked, I didn't get to ask you about your pricing when it comes to your stone and tile. What separates you guys from the big box stores, for real?
Well, we buy from all the largest manufacturers in the world, so we've got everything from build-a-grade tile that looks great, price is right, or to your high-end stuff that everybody wants, maybe in a custom master bath, still priced right. And the quality is always going to be there.
Okay, Bill. Now we know about the tile and the interior. Well, let's talk pavers and outside. What you got?
Yeah, well, they're making porcelain pavers now for the outdoor world, which gives us different sizes, different colors, options than what they have for the old-fashioned cement pavers that have been used for 100 years.
Right.
They last forever.
And the colors?
And the colors are great. We can even match the same colors to your outdoor porcelain pavers as your inside porcelain tiles.
Excellent. Well, I guess all that's left to do is to let them know how to get there.
We're located in Pembroke, Merrimack, and Intervale, or genrose.com.
Get in touch with the show anytime at thepulseofnh.com and on the free-to-download Pulse of NH app. Now, back to Mike and the Haas on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
In the house on the airwaves blast, talking New England sports, they got the facts. Coaches and teachers making it clear. Whoop, 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 mornings filled with cheer. Baseball scores and hockey fights, analyzing games under Friday night lights. Husbands, fathers giving it their all. Balancing life from spring to fall.
I love these. I love these. So we've heard the rap, we've heard the country.
Yeah.
Are you gonna go with another genre for the third one, Dog, or is
the other one's gonna be rap? So we're moving on to the rock probably next week. So
okay, I'm looking forward to that. That's awesome. A lot of variety on Mike and the Haas.
Absolutely.
Time for some trivia. And what are we giving away today, Charlie?
Trivia today is sponsored by Bradley's Hardware, a $25 gift card. Bradley's Hardware is your local hardware and rental center in downtown Wolfboro. It's located at 22 Railroad Ave. Bradley's is Wolfboro's only hardware and rental store, proudly serving both the year-round residents and summer visitors. Whether you're a professional contractor or a DIY enthusiast, they've got everything you need to get the job done. Bradley's Hardware is open 7 days a week. They offer a wide selection of tools, equipment, and supplies for all your projects. From home repairs to large-scale renovations, Bradley's is here to help. So that's Bradley's Hardware. Dog's showing it on Facebook and YouTube. It's a $25 gift card. The number you're going to need is 603-228-2080. That's 603-228-2080. You ready?
Bradley's a longtime friend of the show, and so we certainly thank them for their sponsorship. Before you go to the box store, stop at Bradley's. They have everything and certainly competitive with their prices. So go to Bradley's before you go to the box store.
Absolutely. Bradley's, way to go, Bradley. Just there the other day, Mike, we had to pick up a little something, and I just walked right in. I'm not a big, mechanically inclined guy. I asked what I needed. They took me right to it. It was awesome. I was in and out, exactly what I needed. So thank you, Bradley's Hardware. All right, trivia question. Here you go. $25 gift card up for grabs from Bradley's Hardware. Who is the first player in NFL history to have over 4,000 passing yards and 800 rushing yards in a single season? Once again, who is the first player in NFL history to have over 4,000 passing yards and 800 rushing yards in a single season? Mike, what did I just hear? Did I hear something?
No, that was I think Dog hit the button. I think he hit
cool.
a button. It's all good.
All right.
Music still runs, so yeah. Sorry about that. Probably like 15 more seconds of that. I'm making sure that when we take the break, next break, I have it ready to go on, so you don't hear dead air. We don't want that.
So if you know trivia, one more time, 603-228-2080. That's 603-228-2080.
Before we go to the Bruins, I want to do the poll question from last week, and I want to do this week's poll question because the big news this week was, the firing of the Patriots head coach. So let's talk about the poll question. Oh, we got an answer first. So before we go to the poll question, Charlie, I think it's safe to say that the Krafts, the New England Patriot owners, understood their mistake in hiring Gerard Mayo and tried to correct it as fast as they possibly could.
Absolutely.
And I don't think it was a shock necessarily that they moved on from Gerard Mayo. We did have the question, but I think it was much more of a shock on when they did it and how they did it. Before you answer, Scott from Bow has an answer for trivia. Scott, what do you have? Scott,
you with us?
All right, Scott, do you have an answer for trivia?
Yes. Yeah, Lamar Jackson.
Well done. Well done. Congratulations. You
got it.
You have won a $25 gift card to Bradley's Hardware in Wolfboro. Stay on the line, and Dog is going to take your information.
Perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, Scott, for listening to the show. All right, Mike, I have to answer the question. With the firing of Gerard Mayo, the Patriots head coach, was I surprised? Absolutely. Not surprised that he got fired, but surprised at how quickly the Kraft family fired him. I mean, it was, right after the final game, he was fired. So it was, I didn't expect Robert Kraft, Jonathan Kraft. I think we had even talked about it, how there was a little bit of courtesy given to Bill, where he wasn't fired, I believe, till Thursday of the final game. So it was quick. What are your thoughts, Mike?
Well, I think we had said that last week that I was pretty sure that they were going to move on from him, but I thought it was going to be a couple days afterwards. It was going to be a Tuesday or Wednesday thing. It wasn't. I said I wasn't going to be a black. I was right. It wasn't a Black Monday thing. It happened to be on, whatever you want to call, literally walking off the podium from his post-game interview. They handed him the pink slip.
Yes.
It was. I can't remember a time when a coach got fired in that way. So you almost have to believe that there had to be a little animosity in this situation when they did it, that something was said, something went wrong, something went south, and but they did it. And I had tweeted, I said, that about the massive course correction. I think the massive course correction was not firing of Gerard Mayo. I think the massive course correction was the firing of Gerard Mayo 45 minutes after the whistle blew in the final game. That's what this saying that we messed up. We're going in a different direction. We're not going to diddle around with this anymore. That's what the course correction was. If they would have done it on Tuesday or Wednesday, and we wish him luck, and done one of those things, I think that would have looked much different than what they did. How they did it, when they did it, is what was the news.
I think, Mike, I think if the Patriots lose to Buffalo and the Patriots have the number 1 pick, Mayo gets fired on Tuesday or Wednesday. He screwed that up. He screwed that up by having the Patriots beat the Bills. And I think I may have put this in one of our group chats, but just the look of the Bills sideline when the Bills lost to the Patriots, just the smile and the smirk, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I wanted to throw up in my mouth watching that game the other day, and it was just so frustrating. So I think that's the reason. I think 45 minutes later he was fired because he couldn't even get the mission to lose to do that correctly. If that was the reason, then shame on them, because I can't stand if they're intentionally going out there to lose, and shame on them. This is a professional franchise, people paying money to watch these games or whatever. I wish they would have had the number 1 pick, but I wanted them to have the number 1 pick because that's what they earned to have the number 1 pick. And if you go out there and lay down in a game so you can get the number 1 pick, we've talked about this tanking. Yeah. No, I'm not there. I can't get on board with that. I can't get on board with guys not giving 100% or a coaching staff not giving 100%. Now, they did, by playing Joe Milton, certainly, showed their hand that they were not trying to win as much with the personnel. There were guys on that they were talking about during the game. I hadn't heard their names all year long. Right.
But the guys that were on the field, you can't ask them to not try their hardest.
No, they're going to, because it's a business. They're trying to show that, hey, look, I can play. Maybe I can get more play time or picked up by someone else. Joe Milton, for example. I mean, I'm sure he's going to have potential offers from other teams that he, they may want to have him play. They did sign those guys from the practice squad. I get it. You get 5 or 6 guys that they sign from the practice squad, get them some reps. I mean, it is a business, so you want to be able to, if you're on the field, if you're between the lines, you got to give 100%. No questions asked.
I think you put out a team that gives you a good chance to lose, but as soon as the kickoff happens, everybody that's on the sidelines on the game has to be playing to do their absolute best to win the game.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Including the coaches. So I'm not really sure, but this does bring up our poll question. Let's do our poll question from last week, and then we'll talk about what the poll question is going to be this week. All right, Dog.
Okay, from last week, it was with record low ratings on New Year's Eve. Has the NHL Winter Classic lost its appeal? Resoundingly, guys, on X. This was on the Pulse of NH on X. 100% yes. That was 9 votes. 0% no. On our Facebook page, it was 7 yes, 2 no, and some smart alecky answers like there's no, is there such a thing as this Winter Class? Stop, okay? You've not been living under a rock for 30 years. Cut it out.
Yeah. If you want to get under dog, if you
question, you guys were talking about Patriots head coaching. Who will the Patriots select as their next head coach? Ben Johnson, Mike Vrabel, or other? That'll be going up on the Pulse of NH's Facebook page at the Pulse of NH, as well as the Pulse of NH on X.
I be careful. I have this feeling it's going to end up being other. I have this feeling. I'm surprised if Vrabel was able to leave the building without being signed, and he didn't see something he liked, or the Patriots didn't see something they liked. My guess it's a salary issue. What a friggin' shame it's going to be if they end up with like Matt Nagy, as their coach, or some B or C level coach, compared to 2 guys that seem to want the job, 2 really hot candidates that seem to want the job, but you can't come to an agreement.
Right. And the longer, and we know with the NFL, they can't formally interview Ben Johnson. They did a virtual interview until the Lions are eliminated. But that being said, the more they linger, Vrabel's going to have offers elsewhere. So they need to wrap this up quickly.
There's 3 big jobs: the Patriots, the Raiders, and the Bears. And Ben Johnson's and Mike Vrabel are in the running for all of those jobs. So I just have this feeling that the Patriots better be careful. It's a desirable job, but they have the ability the ownership has the ability to not make it a desirable job by nickel and diming or saying that you got to use our offensive coordinators, whatever. They have a chance to blow this.
There could be, guys, also a couple of job openings after the playoffs. If the Philadelphia Eagles don't win tomorrow, I've got Nick Sirianni's probably going to get fired because he's been coaching for his job for a while now.
Right.
So the pressure is on for him. And also, a pet peeve of mine before we take the break, guys. I don't know if you know this or not, but on social media, the Patriots, they said that we've conducted our interview with Mike Vrabel. Who cares? You don't have to advertise that. We've conducted our interview with so-and-so. What are you doing? Stop.
Yeah, I know that. I mean, the Patriots picked up.
Yeah, they need to come out and say we are hiring so-and-so as the next.
Yeah, we've conducted. What are you doing?
Well, the Patriots I know we're going to go to break in a second here. The Patriots got in a little hot water this week by the Rooney Rule says that they had to interview a couple minority candidates.
Sure.
They interviewed him in Boston, basically together on Monday. Two guys, Byron Leftwich and Pep. I forget his last name. Pep Hamilton, who really have no chance of getting a head coaching job, but they just checked off the box. And the Pats got, rightfully so, they got a little bit of heat on that one. Yeah. So I'm worried. I'm worried at where this is going to end up. I was excited, but now I'm worried. All right, we'll be right back.
News, information, and discussion. This is 107.7 WTPL.
Hi, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Lisa. We are the proud owners of your local Budget Blinds.
Did you know that Budget Blinds is the largest retailer of custom window treatments in the U.S.?
That's right. Budget Blinds has the largest variety of custom window treatments with good, better, and best offerings, as well as the best in the industry with our 5-year, no-question-asked warranty.
It's no wonder that Budget Blinds is both the largest and leader in custom window treatments.
And at Budget Blinds, we do it all for you. We help you pick the perfect product based on your needs. We also measure, install, and service.
And for a limited time, every motorized or automated shake has a free remote control or hub to integrate to your smart home system like Alexa or Google Home.
At Budget Blinds, we offer blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, and motorized window coverings, and are experts in home automation.
To help you get started today,
text blinds to 78,000.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-837-1919, 800-837-1919, 800-837-1919.
Making the District of Columbia a full-fledged state like New Hampshire is an awful idea that'll further dilute New Hampshire's influence and voice in Congress. But Senator Jeanne Shaheen not only supported D.C. statehood in the past, she actually co-sponsored the bill in the last Senate. Don't let it happen again. Contact Jeanne Shaheen now and urge her to stand up for New Hampshire, not co-sponsor a new bill and vote no on D.C. statehood. Paid for by the United States Justice Foundation.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter? Right? And the best part? They accept Discover. Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer. Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times. Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants? These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
You're listening to the Granite State's own Mike and the Hoss on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Mike on the mic, Hoss playing boss, wolf for your nights where the snow gets tossed, talking socks packed with a swagger of floss. Dedicated dads, coaches, no loss. The field to the ring, they know every blink. Teaching kids life is sports, always in sync. Husbands grind, making time, never out at 8. Mike in the Hoss, legends quick to link. From the field to the ring, they know every blink.
That's for our younger demographic. That is out there. Probably not our older demographic. I'm not sure if my mother is really interested in listening to the rap, but Hey, almost right after we get off the air, at 12:30, the Bruins are gonna take on. Well, the Bruins pregame is going to be at 12:30 against the Panthers. They're in Florida at the Panthers, where they're going to drop the puck at 1:05. So pregame starts at 12:30. The Bruins are on a 6-game skid right now, and they're just not on a skid. They're playing bad hockey once again. This is not the first time this year that they've been playing bad hockey. The last time they fired the coach. So it's safe to say it wasn't Jim Montgomery's fault that they have bigger issues, and I'm not sure where the Bruins are going to turn at this point. Right now, I'm at a point where that trade deadline's in March. It's time to gut the team. That's how I'm feeling, because I don't think they have a lot of future players on there. And I think it's time to gut the team. And I'm talking big names. I'm talking Pasternak, Marchand, McAvoy. These are big names that were untouchable for a long time, but based on how they're playing. And there's a lot of infighting going on with the Bruins right now, and it's getting pretty scary.
Yeah, I mean, do you think? I mean, it could be a captain issue. I mean, I don't think Marchand, and we talked about this before. He's not really captain material, assistant captain maybe. But and you're hearing about the Marchand Pasternak issues and all that stuff, and there's all sorts of stuff out there on social media about that. But I agree, Mike. Let's see how we got a few more weeks. But if they can't right the ship, then you're right. Let's blow up the Bruins and maybe start fresh.
A team that's not doing that much better, the Boston Celtics. Yes. Cleveland is just leaving them in their dust, and I know Dog's happy about that. They're 6.5 games back, and they're losing games, and you're starting to hear the Boo Birds come out in Boston, which is surprising. And now Jaylen Brown's being rumored to be traded. Yeah. Trouble in Boston.
Yeah. There's trouble, and you said it, Mike. You said it before. You can't win back-to-back championships with the same team, and this is the same team.
It's really hard to, and they fall in love with their own players too much. Yeah. And give Belichick props. He never tried it. He completely turned over the rosters besides Brady. For every year. And yeah. All right, we got to get to picks. I know we're running out of time here. There's an extra game today because we're going to do all the playoff games for the NFL. Yes, I am behind. I basically need to run a table. Not exactly, but I basically need to run a table. I was looking good until Thursday and Friday in those college playoff games. But anyway, it happened. It's okay. I'm still alive. Mathematically not eliminated. First game, the Chargers at the Texans. Chargers at 11-6. Texans 10-7. What do you think? Chargers are my Super Bowl pick, so. Yeah, I guess you know where I'm going.
Yeah, Dog, what do you got?
Texans are my Super Bowl pick, so why would I go against that now? They've slumped. You're 0-0 now. I'm taking Houston.
I like the way the Chargers have been playing, so I'm taking the Chargers.
And I'm going to go with the Chargers. And I know I'm supposed to pick the opposite of Charlie here to come back in it, but I'm going to play this. I'm going to try and play this straight up here. Right. Steelers at 10-7 at the Ravens 12-5. The Ravens do not have Zay Flowers. He's not out for the season, but he is out. The Steelers have lost, I believe, their last 4 games of the season, so they're not coming in hot by any means. Dog?
You're 0-0, though. You got to remember that. It's a new season. Pittsburgh Steelers with the upset. Amazon Prime Video.
Steelers are coming into Baltimore. No way Baltimore's losing. Ravens all the way.
And I like the Ravens. I think Lamar Jackson is my MVP pick, and I'm going to pick him. I think he's going to run all over him. It's hard to. I think they hold him back a little bit during. I got to hurry up. I'm sorry. I can't pontificate. Broncos at 10-7 at the Bills 13-4. Bills. I do give the Broncos a puncher's chance, but I'm picking the Bills. Packers at 11-6 at the Eagles 14-3.
Packers. They're my Super Bowl winning pick. Packers.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
This is a tough one. We had mentioned off air if Sirianni gets if Eagles lose, Sirianni's in trouble. I like the Eagles on this one though. I think they got a little mojo going. The Commanders at the Buccaneers.
Buccaneers, baby.
I like the Commanders in this one. I think they're pretty hot, 12-5. And then lastly, we got the Vikings at 14-3 at the Rams at 10-7 in Arizona.
Rams.
Vikings.
I've got the Rams on this one. Hottest team in the league right now. All right, that's going to do it for us. Joey Dogs waving at us goodbye. Thank you for listening on whatever medium you listen to. We'll be back next week for more Mike and the Hoss.